So in this video, we will be talking about different types of cars. This is different than make and model. This is more so the style. So we might talk about make and model in a different video, but just before we begin, make means what company, and model means what type of car, and it's what the company calls that car. So make and model would be like a Toyota is the make, a Prius is the model, or a Ford is the make, and a Fiesta is the model. So we are not talking about make and model. It's more the style of the car. Like if you don't know the make or model, how do you describe it? Hopefully that made sense, but these are just different types of cars. So the first kind is a hybrid. A hybrid. So a hybrid just means it uses two different sources for power. The most common hybrid is electric and gas. So you can charge a hybrid car with electricity, and then when it runs out of electricity, it switches to gas. So it has two different power sources. So that is a hybrid car, hybrid. Next, we have electric, or EV. EV is short for electric vehicle. These vehicles only use electricity. So you plug them in and charge them with electric from your home or from one of these electric charging stations. These are good because you don't use gasoline, but one of the downsides is you cannot drive as far with them because you need to stop and charge. So there are positives and negatives. Electric. A famous company that makes electric cars is Tesla. I think Tesla only makes electric cars. Next, we have a sports car. Sports car. This is just a sports car. We'll talk more about this later in a different video on car parts specifically, but this part in the back that's raised above where the trunk might be, that's called a spoiler. A spoiler. A lot of sports cars have spoilers. So this is a sports car. Next, we have a convertible. Convertible. Many different kinds of cars can be convertibles. Convertible just means the roof, the part that covers your head. It can be lowered and raised. So when it's sunny, you have the convertible down so you can feel the wind. But if the weather isn't nice, you can have it up. So that way you're protected. Convertible. Hatchback. Hatchback. So this is a red hatchback. A red Subaru hatchback. I believe the hatchback refers to the trunk of the car, which is this back part here where you store stuff, but just this style of car is a hatchback. Next, we have SUV. SUV. SUV stands for Sports Utility Vehicle. SUVs are typically larger cars, and they're better at driving off-road. So SUVs could potentially drive you through some rocks and stuff like that, and they're bigger cars. SUV, Sports Utility Vehicle. Next, we have the classic minivan. Minivan. Minivans are a classic van. I mean, a lot of people joke that once you have children, you need a minivan. So we always think of moms driving minivans. But minivans have multiple doors. They have a lot of seats for children. They can fit a lot of things. They're good for families. A lot of families have a minivan. Next, we have camper. Camper. So a camper is like a house on wheels, but there is a difference between a camper and what I'm going to show you next. So this is a camper because if you look, the front part is like a car, but then there's a separate part that's a house. You cannot go from driving into the house without stopping, opening the door, and moving around. Typically with a camper, the part where you drive is separate from the part where you live. So you can't just walk freely between the two. You need to open the door, get out of the car, and then go in the door. That's probably on the other side of the camper. That's different than an RV. RVs are typically bigger and more expensive than campers. An RV is shaped more like a bus, and you can drive the RV and get up and walk into the house without having to go outside. The part where you drive and the part where you live are attached, they're together. Versus a camper, the part where you drive and the part where you live are separate. There's like a metal wall. So this is an RV. RVs can also have parts that move. They can be very big, very fancy. They can also be smaller. But typically RVs are bigger than campers and more expensive. And RV stands for recreational vehicle. Next we have a limousine or a limo. Most people say limo. Limo is just a long car. People usually use it for parties or weddings, school dances. In the United States, a lot of teenagers order a limousine to take them to prom. Not all teenagers, but a lot do. Limo. This is a white limo. Next, we have pickup truck. Pickup truck. This is just a pickup truck. It's a truck, so it has the body, and then it has the bed. The bed. The bed is where you put stuff, like wood, materials, plants, whatever you need to carry around. So this is a pickup truck. It's meant to carry things places. Next, we have a cargo van. A cargo van. A cargo van is different than a minivan because a cargo van typically only has 2 seats. There are seats up front, but then the back half is empty. That way you can put stuff in it, like carpet, wood, building materials, whatever you need to carry. So a cargo van, the back is empty. It kind of like a truck, but it's enclosed. It has a roof. So this is a cargo van. Next, we have a tow truck. Tow truck. This is an old tow truck, but a tow truck tows things. It carries, it attaches and carries things places, like other cars if you park in the wrong area. Next, we have a tractor trailer or a semi-truck. So the car itself is just this front part. So it's the front part and it has the wheels. Then you attach the back part, and that's where the stuff you're carrying is. But the tractor trailer or the semi-truck, that's this front part. There's a space for the driver to drive, but then there's also a little house. These tractor trailers are very expensive. It's an investment for the truck driver. Next, we have a cab or a taxi cab. We all know what they are. The little yellow cars. You get in, you ask them to take you somewhere, you pay them. Cab or taxi. Next is trailer. So remember, this part in front, that's the semi-truck or the tractor trailer. This white thing is the trailer itself. So this is the tractor trailer. This is the trailer. The trailer detaches from the truck. Trailer. Next, we have moving van. Moving van. Moving vans can be different sizes, but it's just a van that you use to move from different houses. So this is a U-Haul. That's a pretty common company for moving vans. Next, we have a dump truck. A dump truck. So a dump truck is used to carry dirt. A lot of children have toy dump trucks that they play with. So the bed raises like this, and the dirt falls off. So you use a dump truck to move dirt. Next, we have a tank truck. Tank truck. So this here is the tank. Now this tank could have liquid, it could have gasoline, it could have water, it could also have a gas. It could have, I don't know what gas is, like propane maybe? But it's just a tank for liquid or gas, a tank truck. Finally, we have a school bus. This is a classic school bus. You see them all the time. Philadelphia has them. Yeah, it's a school bus and it has the little stop to make people stop for the kids. Yeah, school bus. All right, those are most of the types of cars. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you're confused, rewatch the video, but you can always ask questions. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a nice day.